a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Yazdânism. Yazdânism, or the cult of angels, is a pre-Islamic, native religion of the Kurds. The term was introduced by Kurdish scholar Mehrdad Izady to represent what he considers the original religion of the Kurds as the primary inhabitants of the Zagros Mountains, until their increasing Islamization in the course of the 10th century. According to Izady, Yazdânism is now continued in the denominations of Yazidism, Yarsanism, and Ishik Alevism. The three traditions subsumed under the term Yazdânism are primarily practiced in relatively isolated communities, from Khurasan to Anatolia, and parts of western Iran. The concept of Yazdânism has found a wide perception both within and beyond Kurdish nationalist discourses, but has been disputed by other recognized scholars of Iranian religions. Well established, however, other, striking, and unmistakable similarities between the Yazidis and the Yaresan or Ahl-e Haqq, some of which can be traced back to elements of an ancient faith that was probably dominant among Western Iranians and likened to practices of pre-Zoroastrian Mithraic religion. Mehrdad Izady defines the Yazdânism as an ancient Hurrian religion, and states that Mitanni could have introduced some of the Vedic tradition that appears to be manifest in Yazdânism. Etymology. Mehrdad Izady derived the term from a Zoroastrian concept of holy beings, often translated as angels or archangels, while he refers to Yazdânism as possibly being the real name of this old religion and the sources of modern designation, Yazidi. He has published evidence of this assertion only in his 1992 book, Kurds, a concise handbook. One of the few ancient sources that mention the Sepasians, considered synonymous with the Yazdanis, is the Dabastani Madhab, written between 1645 and 1658. Principal beliefs. In Yazdani theologies, an absolute transcendental God encompasses the whole universe. He binds together the cosmos with his essence, and manifests as the Heftsur, who sustain universal life and can incarnate in persons, Baba. These seven emanations are comparable to the seven Anunnaki aspects of Anu of ancient Mesopotamian theology, and they include Melek Taus, who is the same as the ancient god Dumutsi, son of Enki and the main deity in Yazidi theology, and Sheikh Shams al-Din, the son of the faith, who is Mithra. These religions continue the theology of Mesopotamian religions under a Zoroastrian influence, and expressed through an Arabic and Persianate Sufi lexicon. Reincarnation. Yazdânism teaches the cyclic nature of the world, with reincarnation of the deity and of people being a common feature, traversing incarnations of the soul of a man into human form or an animal or even a plant. These religions also teach that there are 7 cycles of the universe, 6 of which have already happened, while the 7th one is yet to unfold. In each cycle, there is a set of 6 reincarnated persons who will herald the new cycle and preside over it. The reincarnation of the deity could be in one of the 3 forms: a reflection incarnation, a guest incarnation, or the highest form, an embodiment incarnation. Jesus, Ali, and the 3 leaders of the 3 primary branches of Yazdânism are all embodiment incarnations, meaning Godhead actually born in a human body. 7 divine beings. The principal feature of Yazdânism is the belief in 7 benevolent divine beings that defend the world from an equal number of malign entities. While this concept exists in its purest form in Yarsanism and Yazidism, it evolves into 7 saints/spiritual persons, which are called Yazidis in Alevism. Another important feature of these religions is a doctrine of reincarnation. The belief in reincarnation has been documented among the Nuzayri as well. The Yazidis believe in a single God as creator of the world, which he has placed under the care of these 7 holy beings or angels, whose chief is Melek Taus, the peacock angel. The peacock angel, as world ruler, causes both good and bad to befall individuals, and this ambivalent character is reflected in myths of his own temporary fall from God's favor, before his remorseful tears extinguished the fires of his hellish prison and he was reconciled with God. Melek Taus is sometimes identified by Muslims and Christians with Shaitan. Yazidis, however, strongly dispute this, considering him to be the leader of the archangels, not a fallen angel. According to Ishik Alevism, The Yazidis of Kurdistan have been called many things, most notoriously devil worshippers, a term used both by unsympathetic neighbors and fascinated Westerners. This sensational epithet is not only deeply offensive to the Yazidis themselves, but quite simply wrong. Because of this connection to the Sufi Iblis tradition, some followers of Christianity and Islam equate the peacock angel with their own unredeemed evil spirit Satan, which has incited centuries of persecution of the Yazidis as devil worshippers. Persecution of Yazidis has continued in their home communities within the borders of modern Iraq, under both Saddam Hussein and fundamentalist Sunni Muslim revolutionaries. In August 2014, the Yazidis were targeted by the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, or Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, in its campaign to purify Iraq and neighboring countries of non-Islamic influences. Difference in practices from Islam. Yazdanis do not maintain any of the requisite 5 pillars of Islam, nor do they have mosques or frequent them. The Quran to them is as respectable as is the Bible, and yet each denomination of this religion has its own scriptures that the adherents hold in a higher esteem than any one of the former or others. Yarsanism. From the Yarsani point of view, the universe is composed of 2 distinct yet interrelated worlds, the internal and the external, each having its own order and rules. Although humans are only aware of the outer world, their lives are governed according to the rules of the inner world. Among other important pillars of their belief system are that the divine essence has successive manifestations in human form, and the belief in transmigration of the soul. The Yarzani do not observe Muslim rites and rituals. The term haqq is often misrepresented and misinterpreted as the Arabic term for truth. Instead, its true meaning is clearly explained by Nur al-Ilahi as being distinct from the Arabic term and in fact, should be written as ha instead of haqq, and should be understood to be different in meaning, connotation, and essence. Yazidism. Yazidis, who have much in common with the followers of Yarsanism, state that the world created by God was at first a pearl. It remained in this very small and enclosed state for some time before being remade in its current state. During this period the heptade were called into existence. God made a covenant with them and entrusted the world to them. Besides Tayyus Melek, members of the heptade, who were called into existence by God at the beginning of all things, include Sheikh Hadi ibn Musafir al-Amawi, his companion Khurasan, and a group known as the Four Mysteries, Shamsuddin, Fakhruddin, Sajaddin, and Nazaruddin. Adherents. The adherents of these faiths were referred to as the Sabians of Haran in Maimonides' Guide for the Perplexed. The Sabians are also mentioned in the Quran and in Bahá'í writings. The distribution of these 3 beliefs follows geographic boundaries. Goran Kurds. There are also large communities of people of Yarzani in some regions of Iranian Azerbaijan. The town of Ilkiji, which is located 87 kilometers southwest of Tabriz, is almost entirely populated by Yarzani. For political reasons, one of which was to create a distinct identity for these communities, they have not been called Goran Kurds since the early 20th century. They are called under the various names, such as Ahl-e Haqq and Yarsani. Groups with similar beliefs also exist in Iranian Kurdistan and elsewhere, with both Fazaza and Gorani, who are both considered to belong to the Khurasan branch of the northwest Kurdish languages, adhering to a form of Kurdish Alawi faith, which resembles the religions of the Druze or Yazidi. Reception. Izady proposes the term as denoting a belief system which predates Islam by millennia, which is in its character Aryan, rather than Semitic. Many Kurds insist that they are in fact Muslim, in spite of being classified as Yazdanist by Izady. Izady does not suggest that the Muslim Kurds are Yazdanis, rather that Yazdani Kurds are not Muslim, and identify themselves as such only to avoid harm and discrimination. The view on non-Islamic identity of the Yazdanis is shared by Muhammad Mokri, the well-known Kurdish folklorist and historian, who states this religion to be less Islamic than Bahá'ísm, which had emerged from Babism as a new non-Islamic religion. Criticism. The concept of Yazdânism as a distinct religion has been disputed by a number of scholars. Richard Foltz considers Yazdânism, or the cult of angels, as Izadis invented religion, which according to Foltz owes more to contemporary Kurdish national sentiment than to actual religious history. Iranian anthropologist Zebomir Hosseini states. Brought to you by WikiVidi documentaries. Would you like to know more?